What else are you asking the government to do?
Okay, so basically what yesterday's protests or otherwise people like us who've been demanding clean air, there needs to be short-term, medium-term and long-term measures. Delhi, for example, and when I talk about long-term measures, Delhi is polluted through the year. It's not as if, right now in the month of October and after, because of geographical and meteorological conditions, the situation becomes worse. And then, of course, there's Diwali, and there's Parali, and then there's winter, and so on and so forth that happens. But largely, if you look at the annual footprint and the cause, almost 40% of the pollution is because of vehicular movement. Now, vehicular movement largely is because of private vehicles, and the only way to solve it is to really make affordable, last mile, safe public transport. And public transport not just for Delhi, but also for Gurgaon, also for Noida, because we need to start treating this entire region as one rather than its political boundary. The air boundary doesn't of Delhi and Gurgaon doesn't stop at the toll naka, or after DND. It's not as if DND के बाद की हवा नोएडा से जो है इधर नहीं आती है और इधर की हवा उधर नहीं जाती है. So there needs to be a collective airshed approach to this. Public transport we almost have a 3,000 to 4,000 bus deficit right now in Delhi alone. And then if I actually add the satellite towns of Ghaziabad, Noida, Faridabad and Gurgaon, 4,000 buses more. So at least 8,000 to 10,000 buses is extremely important. Similarly, 30% of the pollution long-term, the year annual average, comes from construction, demolition activities and roadside dust. That needs to be stopped. Almost 10 or perhaps a little more pollution is because of the coal thermal power plants that do not follow the emission standards, which are in the 300-kilometer radius, almost a dozen of them. The biomass burning, the stubble burning that takes place, that the contribution, although only for 6 weeks in that sense. So that's the long-term thing. But now today, when my daughter, it is very, very painful to see my daughter not able to breathe. And how many doses of nebulizer does she need every day? And the long-term impact of that, her lung is anyway, I'm sure, compromised, because every child who's born in Delhi NCR has a compromised or a stunted lung growth. And then this. So therefore, should the schools be operating? Why aren't we initiating GRAP 3? Like, why are we still believing in the air quality monitors, which are not even working, and therefore GRAP 3, GRAP 4 emergency measures? Those are not action. That's not called governance. These are, GRAP shutdown, lockdown is not a solution. But right now, when there's no air, when will you actually initiate those construction activity ban, for example, or ban on certain vehicles, or shutting down of schools?